Welcome to the Rewards Master. Today we're going to give my obligatory once every 4 months video that every creator seems to do on what's in my wallet for this quarter and why. So stay tuned and don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. My wallet for the fourth quarter of 2024 is consisting basically of 7 cards. Only one of them are new that I'm working on a sign-up bonus, and the others are just kind of my regular rotation cards. Let me start off by talking about the 2 in my wallet that really only serve a purpose once a month, and except for perhaps special purchases. The first is the Delta Reserve card. Now I have the Delta Reserve card, even though it has a whopping $650 annual fee. I have it because I am platinum status with Delta, and it helps me to achieve that. Now, I've already secured my platinum status for next year, so I'm not really spending on that card particularly now, but I am trying to get back some of my rewards. So I'm going to be going and taking some rideshare rides in Las Vegas a little bit later this month, just for a couple days, and so it does have a rideshare credit. I'll use it for that. And then I still have yet in the last few days of this month to go to a Resi restaurant. There's one in the town, the relatively small town in which I live. So I pretty much go there once a month for lunch to get my $20 credit. So that's basically, except if I were to buy some Delta flights, that's all I'll use the Delta Reserve for. You know, it has quite a few credits. I really love that it has a free companion pass, even up through first class. We're using that later on in November to go to New York. So that, to me, the card is worth it, especially since when you spend, for every $10 that you spend on the card, you receive 1 medallion qualifying dollar towards your status. It also gives a status boost of 2,500 MQDs as well. So I keep it in my wallet. Beginning kind of the first part of the year, I'll use it to spend to kind of help boost my status. Once I hit the status I'm shooting for, then it's kind of in there to get my credits and also for Delta flights. The next one that's kind of a, once and done card is the American Express Gold card. Now, this is not, most people use this as their primary dining card. It is not mine because I have a better dining card, but it is a great dining card. I mean, 4X on dining, 4X on grocery stores. I don't shop at grocery stores. My spouse does the shopping and she has her own cards to do that with. So I pretty much have pretty near zero spending at grocery stores. On dining, I don't use it because, like I said, I have a better card I'll talk about in a moment. But this card is probably going to get downgraded. We got the card for the elevated bonus, but it does have some credits. So every month I try to use the Five Guys credit. I know it's basically their dining credit. You can use it at Grubhub, but I used to use that. Now I use it. There is a Five Guys in our community, so I'll try to use that once a month. And then I use the Dunkin' Donuts credit. There's one of those right by my office, so I get that $7 a month on that. So pretty much this card just sits in my wallet. Now, twice a year you get the $50 Resi credit, and I do use that, but that's already used up for this 6 months. So it's just there basically to get those credits back. It's, as you know, they've raised the annual fee. It's a little more than it was now. We're probably going to downgrade that card next year when it comes due for renewal and get the green card, and then maybe get an offer to upgrade back to the gold card in the future. So that's kind of the strategy on the gold card. Now, the next card in my lineup is my dedicated dining card, and also my dedicated airfare card when I don't have another card that I'm trying to reach some kind of threshold with, and that is my Citi Prestige card. Now, the Citi Prestige is not available anymore, so I can't encourage you to get this. You can't get it if you haven't had it, but the Citi Prestige card is grandfathered in for those of us who had it, and it is the dining king of dining kings. I get 5x per dollar Citi points with the Citi Prestige card at restaurants, fast food, takeout, all of that. So since we do eat out quite a bit, that card is my go-to card. It also gives 5x paying directly with airlines. So if I'm not using, say, my American Airlines card because I'm still trying to boost my status with American, then I'm going to, on any other flights or any other purchases, I'm going to use the Citi Prestige. Now, people in the community are going to be like, well, it doesn't have any travel protections. And I guess that's true. I guess that I never think about travel protections, and I know that's a very different mindset than most in the community have. But I've never used them. I've been flying for work and things for like 20 years, and I've never had a reason to use them because I've always been a status flyer. The airline always takes care of me. If something's delayed, they get me a hotel room. I just have never really seen the need for having those travel protections. Flying overseas, I suppose it could be a problem, but we have so many points that I can kind of self-insure. In other words, if something were to go drastically wrong, I mean, I can get a hotel room anywhere in the world with our points. I can get a flight home anywhere in the world with our points right away. So I know that some are going to say, well, that's not smart, that's not good. But to me, it's to trade off. This is a great card. In 20 years, I've never had to use travel protections. So to me, they're just like a nothing burger. I mean, it's worrying about something that has a 1% chance of happening, at least in my circumstance and with my experience. Now, it's $495 a year for the Citi Prestige. I do get a $250 easy-to-use travel credit, and then I get 2 free fourth night free hotel rooms, and I use that every year. So this card always gives me a net positive annual fee. So I use the Citi Prestige for my dining. The next card in my lineup is brand new. In fact, it might come in the mail today. I'm waiting for it. I'm excited. It kind of completes my Citi setup. And Citi is my primary issuer. And I know that that's not a popular idea either, but you notice I never really have referral links. Every now and again, I might put one down there, but I don't do that because Citi doesn't have referral links. But if I'm just honest, just brutally honest, I have found Citi to be the best. Now, yes, Chase is great, especially for Hyatt, but we travel overseas. We use our points for overseas travel because in the States, usually it's on work and it's being reimbursed. So we like to take big grand vacations. Just went to Athens and Madrid, had a great time. I've got some reviews on the channel of some of those things, particularly like the Turkish business flights. And then I've got one coming on Iberia, the business flights, and then kind of a food tour in Athens. It was a fantastic first class trip. So we do that with our points. When it comes to the Citi thank you points, they're great for transferring to partners. So I use them. And also the earnings are just out of this world. Like I said, the Citi Prestige, 5X on travel when it comes to booking with airlines, 5X on dining. Now this card is the Citi Rewards Plus card. It's a very small card, no annual fee. They give me a low limit because I already have high limits with all the others. But this card I'm super excited about because it has, I mean, it doesn't earn good at all. Basically, it's 1 point per dollar on everything you spend. I think it may have some elevated 2 for grocery or something like that, up to a few $1,000s, but those are meaningless to me. Why I want the card? Well, first of all, I do kind of like the roundup feature. So I'm going to use this card for everything under $5. So, because no matter what you spend, it rounds it up to the next 10 points. So if you use it for $1 or $2 or $3, you're going to get 10 points. So that's kind of cool. But the best part of it to me is that this absolutely is a card that can make my other Citi cards better, because when you hold this card, you have the ability to take your points and get 10% back up to 100,000 points. That means that since I'm transferring to partners, that especially with transfer bonuses, which Citi runs more of those than any other issuer, when it comes to transfer bonuses, this card is going to give me outsized value. So basically my 5 points per dollar cards are going to earn like 5.5, which I challenge you to find anything as good as that, as you'll find in the Citi setup. Okay, the next card in my lineup is going to be kind of always in my wallet. It's kind of my default catch-all card, like after the Delta Reserve, once I hit the status I'm trying to hit, then I move to my American. And the reason I do that second, even though I value American and my status with them higher than Delta, is the year with American starts in March. not in January. So you have that extra 2 months. So I have a little bit longer to spend to help reach my status. But my American Airlines Citi Executive Card, it's an expensive card. It's $595 a year, but I find it well worth it. You get Admirals Club access. The thing I love the most about it, and I recently did a review on this card, is that, man, this card gives me 2 10,000 point boosts every year towards my Platinum Pro status. So I use this as my catch-all card. Now this quarter, until I hit the $1,500 minimum spend to get the 20,000 Citi points on the Rewards Plus, probably won't use it very much, but it's kind of, the airline cards become my catch-all card until I've hit my statuses, and then I move to something like the Venture X or the Blue Business Plus or something like that. So my American Airlines card, it does give a few credits. I've already used the Avis, $120 Avis credit this year, and then I still, every month, I do a Grubhub order to get the $10 back on that. So that's my American Airlines, kind of my catch-all card that gives me both American miles, which are the most valuable domestic airline miles by far. Look into it. You'll find that to be true. And then the other thing is that not only does it give those, it gives loyalty points as well. And those loyalty points are really what I value because it helps me maintain my status. So moving from that, all I have left are 2 Citi Custom Cash cards. Now, one of them I use for gas. And the reason is a Citi Custom Cash is a 0 annual fee card. It's part of that awesome Citi setup that I said that I have. I mean, I'm getting 5 points per dollar in a lot of categories. And with the boost from the Rewards Plus, it's going to be 5.5. So it's going to be outstanding. And this gives me up to $500 spend every month. I get 5 points per dollar at gas stations. So that covers pretty much, that's about what we spend every month in gas. So it covers at 5 points per dollar our gas bill. The second Citi Custom Cash is the one that I use for home improvement stores. We live on a big property and we do a lot of work around here. And so we usually don't spend $500 a month at Lowe's and Home Depot, but it could be a couple $300 a month. So that's a category that I use the second Custom Cash to get those points. And so again, 5 points per dollar on that. So that's what I'm going to be using for this quarter 4 of 2024. I'd love to hear your comments on that. You notice I don't have any Chase cards in there, and the only American Express is that Delta Reserve, not using it very much, really focusing down on Citi as my regular spending cards. And I may switch next year on my catch-all, that after I finish with the Delta and the American to hit my statuses, and I'm going to probably drop to both gold and with Delta and platinum with American Airlines, because I don't see a lot of difference between the next level up. And so when I do that, after those cards, I hit those thresholds, then I'll probably switch. And I'm thinking about dropping down my Hilton Aspire to something like a Surpass, or maybe dropping it all the way down to the basic Hilton card and starting to use my, even though I was going to cancel it, my Hilton business card, because I got to looking at those 5 points per dollar on everything you spend up to 100 grand. And so let me know your opinion on that, because I'm thinking about that as my basic catch-all card after the airline cards. But I'd like some opinions in that regard. Well, please, if you will, both like and subscribe to the channel. I really, really appreciate it. I hope you have a great day, and let me know what your setup looks like. We'll see you here next time.